This is Katy Joy Freeman of rawpeople.com, and I am here at the Raw Spirit Festival East. We are having a fantastic time. It's day 2 of the festival. There's kirtan music playing in the background. It's beautiful out here. We're surrounded by green trees and grass and amazing people. And one of the things that I wanted to do this weekend was to expose our viewers to all the things going on at the festival. We are meeting some just divine people who are passionate about optimal health and allowing their bodies to heal through good nutrition and through thriving with participating in happy events and just learning more about themselves and ways that they can enhance their lives. And we have met a beautiful raw teen at this festival, Claire. And Claire just turned 18, I think like a week ago.
Yeah.
And we met her yesterday and we had a beautiful time dancing with her. Last night she's here with her mother to celebrate her birthday. And so anyway, we're going to be talking with Claire today about what it's like to be someone her age who's doing the raw food lifestyle. How did she get into this lifestyle, and how she handles this socially and things like that. So we're going to have a great time learning about her. She is a delightful young woman. I am so impressed to see someone of her age living in such a conscious way, in such a vibrant way, and again, just having so much fun with her life. So Claire, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, we are glad that you're here too. And I was talking with you just a few moments ago about what got you interested in learning about raw foods and experimenting with them. And I would love it if you could tell our listeners what drew you into raw foods.
All right. Well, last January I was sick. I got sick and I was out of school all the second semester of my junior year, and I was on the couch all the time and it was just exhausted, and the doctors, all they could tell me was that I had chronic fatigue, and they gave me Adderall to like bump up my energy, and that's never been aligned with something that I would want to do. So I started getting into raw foods, and I was having a really hard time digesting any food at all. So I was eating salads, and then it kind of, one day I was like, I'm just gonna drop all of cooked food and go raw. So me and my mom went raw, and we did that for about until like May. So from April to May we were completely raw, and then we did a juice feast that went for a month and a half, and that was really awesome. We drank all juice, like 4 quarts of juice each day.
Green juice?
Yeah,
what kind of juice?
You started the day with a green juice and you ended it with a green juice, and you had fruit juices. I mean, you could do all green juice, but I did fruit juices, so 2 fruit juices in the middle of the day. And that was really, really great. I had a lot more energy, and I was finally able to do like food tastings at my local co-op, and I was doing raw food even though I wasn't eating it, but it was fun to be able to show people just about it and introduce other people to it. So yeah, and then after the juice feast ended, I ended that because I was losing my appetite, and so it just was like the natural progression. It was time to end that, but you could go for 92 days if you wanted to. And so I'm back on raw food and feeling so much better. I'm actually returning to school this year, so.
Yeah, and by the looks of you on the dance floor, you would have never known that you were struggling with this. I mean, you have so much energy,
yeah,
and you know, vitality.
Thank you.
And so, you know, I'm curious, how did you know to try raw foods to help heal your body? How did you know to even do that? Was your mom into it? Or?
Well, we'd always been like into whole foods, and I went vegan not this April, but April 2008, and I was vegetarian that September. So we were getting into like macrobiotics a little bit, and so raw was always like there. It was always like in my consciousness. And one of my friends one of my mom's friends, she's my friend as well, but she had been talking about doing it for a long time, and she just had never really gotten around to like incorporating it into her life all like 100%. And so I borrowed a lot of books from her and was reading, and I was like, I want to do this. Like, at first my mom said that, I was like, it'll be too hard, but then I read the books and I got so inspired, and I was so excited to make like everything in the books, and I love preparing it. So yeah, I just kind of jumped headfirst into it 100% pretty much.
Well, you know, they say that if you're having a problem with your body and if you're sick, that's the best way to do it, or it's a suggested way, strongly suggested way, because the body does need to really heal.
Yeah.
And I think the way you did it with this support, it's wonderful that your mother had the awareness to help you do this. So, you know, it speaks to the parents out there, right?
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
like to parents to not give up on if your kids are maybe even a little leery about something. Like, were you glad that your mom was into this kind of stuff and suggested it?
I mean, it's so good that for my whole life we've been into Whole Foods and all that. So that, and I always thought I was eating really well, and then we started doing all this research, both of us, and just like finding out like what's gonna get me better, because nothing was working. I mean, we never used conventional medicine much, but Adderall, like taking Adderall just did not sit with me right. I had this like false sense of, I took it only a couple of times, but I had this really false sense of well-being, and then I'd be set back days at a time. And so it was really, and my mom it didn't resonate with her either, but she was letting me try it. And so then we just started like researching, and she did so much work. I'm so thankful to her. And
you did too. I mean, I'm really impressed that you got the books and you took personal responsibility for what's going on. And we were talking with a gentleman yesterday who runs the Hippocrates Institute, Brian Clement.
Yeah.
And he was saying that the new era of self-care is people taking full responsibility for their health.
I really realized that just seeing my friends and like eating slices of chocolate cake, and I mean, that's their choices, it's fine with me, but it's just like it's like hard to see sometimes when you're immersed in the culture. And how
do you handle school and lunches and
like for the first like last school year I wasn't in school, so that was really easy, and then over the summer we would have these big lunches, and I was like, how am I gonna do this at school? And but I've kind of like reconnected with a friend who's recently went vegan, and that really helps just to have
support.
And she's like totally into, like, excited about raw. She's like, I don't know if I could go raw all the way right now, but so I just like bring big salads to lunch. I mean, it's like more preparation. You can't just like grab some crackers or whatever, but I'll bring like a big salad to lunch with some like nut pate or avocado on that, and then have like some nuts to snack on, and then fruit for like the middle of the day, like before lunch. So it's not so bad. I thought it was going to be harder in school, but ultimately it was okay. And
so you're talking a lot about planning ahead. So if we were thinking about tips, let's say for teens that want to do this and they're excited about it. Oh, big bug. So one of the things that you can say is that you did your own research. You read books that you got excited about. It wasn't just an idea of your family.
Right.
And that you notice that you have to plan ahead.
Yeah. And
you take a little time to prepare, but it sounds like it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you also have gotten support for yourself. You've reconnected with a friend who is excited about this too, and she'll support you even if she doesn't do it the same way.
Yeah.
And do you have other tips that if someone out there is not feeling well, or they're feeling well and just want to feel better, and that for someone your age socially, how they can do this? Or
for me, the thing that excited me the most was just like going online and like researching looking at people's blogs and reading them, and just like reading how great and amazing they're feeling, like the best they've ever felt. And they're people who could be even like 40 years old and they felt better than they were at 17. And then like there's a lot of like 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, so I mean they're older than me, but it was still cool to see that they were doing that, and they have all the recipes. And I'm an artist, so I got really excited about like creating everything, and then reading like what raw food really does for your body opposed to cooked food, like just all of the more scientific thing, which is not necessarily for me as interesting, but it did really like get me excited and being like, wow, this is what I need to do for my body. So for like teens, I'd say just go online and type in raw food blogs, and I think